Could this be the biggest fraud of the century? It hasn't even been a whole year and Trevor Milton is back again in the news, but this time probably not by choice. Basically, this controversy is not news since it's intertwined with last year's. Back in September 2020, Milton voluntarily stepped down and removed himself as the chairman of Nikola Motors because of the accusations of fraud and deception. Now, he is not just accused, but Trevor Milton, aka the Ja Rule of electric vehicles, is charged with fraud, and this time stepping down won't save him. And Nikola is experiencing a PR nightmare. Former CEO charged with fraud? Not a good look. Hello everyone and welcome to Wealth Gambit. We'll be talking about Nikola Motors and its founder who is being charged with fraud. Is it the end of Trevor Milton? And will Nikola go down as collateral damage? In today's video, we'll go over all that and more. But before we move on, we're gonna start posting at least 3 times a week from now on. So please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be updated with new content.
Do it!
Anyways, let's get right into it.
Just do it!
Nikola Motors went public last year in June 2020 on NASDAQ under ticker symbol NKLA, Nikola. After going public, Nikola formed a partnership with General Motors. These two companies created quite a buzz in the EV space and were supposed to work together to bring the Badger pickup truck to life. The Badger truck was expected to be released in 2024 and the specs were actually pretty good, with up to 906 horsepower and up to 600 miles of range. Unfortunately, Nikola's shareholders quickly became bag holders because everything that Trevor Milton promised never saw the light of day. Just 2 days after the GM partnership news, Hindenberg Research published a bomb-like article that crushed Nikola and T. Milton along with it. Here's some of what they talked about in the Hindenberg research paper. Hindenberg said that they have gathered extensive evidence which includes phone calls, text messages, private emails, and even behind-the-scenes photographs which detail false statements made by T. Milton himself. Hindenberg literally went Sherlock Holmes on Nikola and it did not end well. Milton was said to be misleading its partners to sign agreements that falsely claim having extensive proprietary technology. On top of that, most accusations pertain to the development and marketing of Nikola One's prototype, their famous hydrogen electric cab truck introduced in 2016. Other accusations refer to Nikola's battery technology. Their claim about revolutionary batteries does not exist. Instead, Nikola currently uses GM's battery technology. Another thing is that Trevor claims Nikola's headquarters has 3.5 megawatts of solar panels on its roof, which produces energy, but aerial photos show nothing about the panels. Fun fact, Trevor Milton, aka the Fraud King, reportedly set the Utah real estate record with a $32.5 million home purchase. That's a pretty big purchase for a former CEO of a company with nothing to show but prototypes that don't work. Last year, the US Department of Justice investigated the green truck company because of the accusations brought up by the Hindenburg research. These issues and accusations made Trevor Milton step down from the throne and pass it to Mark Russell. This was not a good look. Why would he step down if these accusations weren't true? Well, let's dig a little deeper. This year, unfortunately, for Trev Millie, no accusations came, only charges. On July 29, 2021, Milton was charged as a result of lying to investors and pleaded not guilty. Not guilty? What the f? The founder of Nikola Motor Corp was criminally charged on Thursday with defrauding the company's investors for personal benefits. The U.S. Attorney's Office in Manhattan unsealed a federal indictment which pressed charges against Milton with 2 counts of securities fraud and 1 count of wire fraud by a federal grand jury. In the complaint, prosecutors detailed how Milton used social media and his frequent television appearances to flood the people with false and misleading information about Nikola.
I knew you was lying.
It was said that Milton made announcements even before the company produced a product. When Nikola's stock peaked in the wake of the announcements by Milton about the Badger, the market value of Milton's stock was at least approximately $8.5 billion. He was also accused of using Nikola's deal to go public as a way to specifically target amateur investors. Some of them have lost hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's a lot of dollars. Guys, if you have received any value so far, please like and subscribe and help us reach our goal of 1,000 subscribers for the month of August. It means a lot. Anyways, U.S. Attorney Audrey Strauss in Manhattan said at a news conference that Milton lied about nearly every aspect of the business.
I knew you was lying, man.
Today's criminal charges against Milton are where the rubber meets the road. Trevor Pump and Dump Milton is now free for the time being thanks to his $100 million in bonds secured against his 2 Utah properties. The SEC filed related civil charges and each criminal count has a maximum of 20 to 25 25 years of imprisonment. That is a lot of years to have to worry about not dropping a bar. So on a statement by Mark Mukasey, Trevor Milton's lawyer, that was sent through an email, he claimed that Trevor is innocent. There was no fraud that happened and that they are ready to fight this case on trial. Okay. You're gonna need to pull up with O.J. Simpson's lawyer to beat this case. Now, this is where it gets juicy. On page 46 of the indictment, it states, as a result of committing one or more of the offenses, charges in counts 1 through 3 of this indictment, Trevor Milton, the defendant, shall forfeit to the United States all property, real and personal, that constitutes or is derived from proceeds traceable to the commission of said offenses, including but not limited to a sum of money in United States currency representing the amount of proceeds traceable to the commission of said offenses that the defendant personally obtained. In simpler words, we're going after Trevor's houses, boats, islands, everything. U.S. Attorney Audrey Strauss basically said, "We're coming for your neck, Trevor. You could run, but you can't hide." As for Nikola, the company, the stock price is not looking too hot, with a drop of 15.2% to $12.03 worth of shares on Thursday after the news circulated. That's a long way from the 52-week high of around $54 a share. Will Nikola ever recover from this?
I am never going to financially recover from this.
In our humble opinion, by EV standards, Nikola is too late to the game to ever catch up, and all this negative PR is definitely not helping. Nikola has not even produced a viable proof of concept, which is literally the bare minimum. And even if they somehow do this, production is a whole other beast. Guys, Tesla, led by the techno king himself, almost went bankrupt multiple times in getting to where it is today, and on top of that, they had a tremendous head start. Legacy automakers have realized electric cars are the way and are already moving in this direction. By the time Nikola gets a viable prototype up and running and manages to scale production, they will be an absolute dead last, which wouldn't be anything new to them because they've been dead last. Not to mention, you have companies like China's NIO, which already sells thousands of real electrical vehicles a year and is basically backed by the Chinese government. Anyways, like we said, we are not financial advisors, so do your own due diligence. In our opinion, Nikola will never recover from this and will eventually go bankrupt. You can even reference this video in the future to see if we're right. They can do their best to try and drag this out, but it's definitely not looking good. And in our opinion, this will end the same way as T. Milton, badly. If you invested in Nikola and were left holding a bag, I'm sorry for your loss. If this video gets 500 likes, we'll open up a therapy group for all the Nikola bag holders. Just kidding. But yeah, let this be a prime example to do your own due diligence on everything you invest in and not just buy into the hype. Please like and subscribe if you got any value from this video, and let us know in the comments below if you or anyone you know is a Nikola bag holder, shareholder. Do you guys think they could recover from this? And if so, what would it take? Until next time, and once again, f*** you, Trevor Milton.